Hello guys, it's Ariana with Ariana's Animal Care, and I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not trying to brag or say that I'm better than anybody else. However, I have two dogs that just aren't scared of things. When we first got her, I made her eat her food in a bathtub with water. When we first got her, I put firework noises on that TV full blast and she ate out of my hand. I have also tied balloons to them and made them walk with balloons. So I just don't have fearful or anxious dogs. So a skateboard might freak some dogs out. See how he doesn't, it's not a big deal. So a skateboard, anything new in the environment could easily freak a dog out. This is my old skateboard. It's the one I let the kids play on. And one of the first things to do is not to do what I just did with Axel. That was maybe wrong. As you could tell, he was like, what is that? But I would just, when they're not even looking, when they're eating, when they're sleeping, I would take this skateboard and I would put it in the middle of the room and I would ignore it. I would ignore that skateboard for days if that's what it took. I would leave that skateboard in the middle of the room and ignore it for days. And after a couple days, I would start getting treats. And I would put treats on the skateboard. Boom. They are now associating this skateboard with a positive experience. I actually did the same thing with a leaf blower. They did not like it. I'd make the leaf blower go vroom, vroom, and they'd be like, huh? And then I'd put treats on it, and they're willing to go up to the leaf blower all by themselves to get the treats off. Even though that was like a very loud stimulus. He didn't care. She was still a baby. But yeah, see now they're right here, smelling this skateboard, touching this skateboard. The skateboard is no big deal. This skateboard represents trust, treats, food. Stormy. And since they have been working on their place on the step stool, then this is a perfect opportunity to start introducing place on a skateboard. Not only not to be scared of the skateboard, because you don't want them scared of the skateboard, you don't want them freaking out when people are riding a skateboard next to them, but also to potentially teach them how to ride the skateboard. Axel, my Doberman, I think he's too big and I think his hips are already starting to hurt him. So I don't expect him to ever ride a skateboard. He can stand on it, but I don't expect him to ride it. However, my Australian Shepherd, I think she will. Stormy, place. Easy as that. I told her place, she put her front paws on it. And this is where I can stop and end the session just because this might be the first time they've ever really interacted with the skateboard. I think Axel may have stood on it a few times last summer. I don't think she's ever seen the skateboard. So right now would be a perfect time to stop, let them decompress, let them figure out what just happened. Like, hey, there's this new thing in the house. There's this new thing in the house that makes noises. There's this new thing in the house that mommy can stand on. So yeah, tomorrow we can pick back up working with Stormy and getting her on the skateboard, moving her while she's on the skateboard. If it wasn't winter time in Pennsylvania, I could easily, take her for a walk and have one of my kids or my husband walk her while I'm on the skateboard. But Axel seems like he doesn't care. Stormy, she's very, curious, not anxiety curious. She's like, oh wow, mom is on something and it's moving and it's making noises, and she's really just figuring out what this is. Okay, well, that's how to try to introduce a skateboard to a dog, or that's how to introduce a skateboard to a dog. Just ignore it. If your dogs are scared of the vacuum cleaner, or, I've seen videos where people like pick up anything and they chase their dog with it. Like, you don't need to do that. It's only going to create fear, especially for something that is big, that makes noises. I would just leave it there. I'd leave it there for days. Then you can put treats on it. Then you can feed them on it. Then you can teach them to touch it. And it just starts to build trust. Stormy, place. Stormy, place. Stormy already does it. Stormy already puts her feet on it. She's already knowing place. She has mastered place in one day. Axel. Axel. Right there. Boom. Axel, see that? It's like curious. He's like, huh? This is something new. His mind is learning. Because there's not really any nose to this. There's not nose. There's not ears. There's nothing to really focus on when a skateboard is just in a house not being used. Other than the fact that we can not be scared of it. Good girl. Yeah, so Stormy's great. I think Stormy could be riding a skateboard this summer, so keep following to see my progress.